Me and Vonda is we're here in Florida. We're east of Orlando, and outside of a little town called Oviedo. And in this area, there's a legend. There's a bridge right here. You probably can't see it, but there's a bridge behind me. In this area, there's a legend of a ghost light. What some people refer to as Willow of the Wisp or Willow Wisp. And
Hmm.
a lot of people say that this light is a ghost light. And Legend of the Willow of the Wisp is a ghost light that lures people in. They're usually around bogs, swamps, and marsh, and this is kind of a swamp area. And we're not going to walk down to the water because this area there could be cottonmouths and there's probably gators down by the water, so we're not going to get real close to it. But just from this distance, if this is really happening, we should be able to see a light. So we're going to kind of stick around here for a little bit and see if we see this ghost light. A lot of people believe that this light is actually gas swamp or swamp gas, and it's rising out of the water. And when it does at nighttime, it creates a light. So some people believe it's swamp gas, others believe it's a ghost light. Uh,
It's a car.
Besides the car, we have been hearing some odd noises, but we are right next to a wood, so there could be God knows what type of creatures inside the wooded area here. The K2 meter haven't had any hits yet, and like I said, being that we're in Florida, getting close to the water, you run into the risk of running into cottonmouths, especially at nighttime. So we're going to keep an eye out and make sure that we're not anywhere near any snakes like cottonmouths or pygmy rattlers. All right, we found a better location to. Actually, it's underneath the bridge. There's a drive that goes right down underneath the bridge here and goes back up. Right here is the water. See if we get anything on K2 meter.
I've seen if I flash my light down, if you could see the water, but you can't. It's just too dark.
Yeah, it's too dark. The water is right there. Starts right there. Is there anybody underneath this bridge with us? Can you come up to me? This device that I have in my hand is called a K2 meter. If you come up to me, the green light will start going up to a red light. Let us know that you're here with us. We've heard stories about a light that shines down here near the water. Can you do that for us?
It's having a hard time focusing on you.
Is it?
Yeah, it's blurry. It's still blurry.
Huh.
Still blurry.
Did somebody lose their life down here?
Ooh, you're really distorted.
Huh.
Now you're focused.
When you were saying all that, it, it was really chilly here. It wasn't, I mean, it's kind of chilly out tonight, but I was really chilly when you were saying that.
Did someone lose their life here?
And I don't know if you can see goosebumps or not on my arm.
Not really. It's you couldn't see him real close. Nothing on the K2. What's wrong?
I just had a flash and there was somebody standing beside you, but I can't tell if it was my eyes playing tricks on me.
Well, and you're all blurry and distorted again.
Damn it! There was somebody standing right beside your truck. I swear to God. How come the K2 meter's not going off? Either my eyes are playing tricks on me. You know how, you know how you get light in your eyes,
Yeah.
and then you look away and you blink, you see flashes. I seen a flash of a person standing beside you, and they were like right here, you know, right by your shoulder. You was like this, and they were right by your shoulder, like a head. And at first I thought maybe it was because of the light from this, you know, and I blinked and it had a flash of like a double U. But then when I looked, it looked like a solid person, a flash. Like I said, when I blinked and stuff, a solid person standing here. But once again, you know how you look at something and
Yeah,
then you
light.
look away and you blink your eyes, you see a silhouette of them again. And I don't know if that's what it was, but I tell you what, that freaked me out. Because it looked just like a silhouette standing there. But the whole time the K2 meter's not gone off at all. The whole time. I don't have the digital recorder going, but we do have audio on the camera. Should I get the digital recorder?
No, I wouldn't. Because it's staying focused on you now.
Turn your flashlight off. Because that's when I seen it best. It scared the shit out of me. Could you tell?
Yeah, I jumped because I didn't know what you were yelling about.
I was a little freaked out.
I'm wondering if it's just not reflection.
It could be. I'm going to write that off as that had to be just my eyes playing tricks on me. It had to be.
Car coming, getting ready to go across the bridge. You know, I don't get creepy feelings, but this does creep me out.
This right here?
This whole area
You
is
think
creepy.
it's just because we're by ourselves?
I don't know, but it is kind of creepy.
It is.
And I don't get that
Especially,
creepy.
I'm not 100% positive that I didn't see somebody standing there.
I mean, I don't get that creepy feeling. I mean, I don't see lights like, you know, the ghost lights that they talk about.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just a creepy feeling. And I normally don't.
You know
get
how my
those.
eyes get at nighttime anyway.
Yeah, that blurred.
Yeah, I do. And let that be documented that I do have bad eyesight at nighttime. Alright, let's go in here and talk about it.
Yeah.
Alright, we're here in Lake Wells, Florida, at Spook Hill. Spook Hill is a little hill. This right here, this road. And years ago, there was a legend about an alligator and an Indian chief. And I guess the alligator. Right here's the legend that I think the alligator may have killed the Indian chief, and they buried him on this hill. And this was an old dirt road back in the pioneers' days. The pioneers realized that the horses were having a hard time going down this hill. It's almost like the horses were struggling, which it should have been the opposite way. And so through the years, they realized that if they unhitched the horses, that the wagon started going back up the hill. So they thought maybe it was the ghost of this Indian chief. Throughout the years, a lot of people come up with different theories. There's locations like this all over the United States. There's one in Indiana called Gravity Hill. Here in Lake Wells, Florida, this is a Spook Hill. I think they have one in Texas. For a while, back in like the 60s, 70s, people thought it had something to do with magnetics, that your car rode down the hill, or you could get on a bicycle or a skateboard and it would come back up the hill. That's not the case at all, and it's not a ghost either. What it is actually an optical illusion. I put it in neutral. You can see that. It's in neutral. Now I took my foot off the brake. Look outside. Got my foot off the brake, and we are rolling back up the hill. Still in neutral. And that looks like that might be about as far as we're going to go up. As you can see, looks like we're angled downhill. Oh, we're not rolling. We're not rolling downhill. So Vonda is going to show us when you have it in neutral. You got it in neutral. There goes Vonda rolling back up the hill. No reverse lights on. She's got it in neutral and she's rolling back up a hill. It's an optical illusion that if I pour a little bit of this out, technically it should be running this way, and it's not. It's going up the hill. It's going right up the direction of the hill instead of going the opposite way. And as you can kind of see right here, you can tell it's an optical illusion, you know. We're in Port St. Lucie, is that right? Port St. Lucie, Florida. And we're investigating a location known as the Devil's Tree. And a lot of people take this as being a legend, but we've got first-hand source that says it's more than just a legend. It's based on actual events, to where a law enforcement officer out of Jensen Beach, is that right? Out of Stewart, Florida, a law enforcement officer back in the 70s was taking girls here and killing them and hanging them in a tree. And it was all hush hush. And I can't give any names or too much of the detail to protect certain people. But it was given to us first-hand knowledge that this is, whether this is a legend, whether it's actually haunted here or not, we're not sure, but we do know that the legend is based on facts, that these murders did take place by a law enforcement officer. So right now we're trying to locate this so-called Devil's Tree.
Looks like they poured holes, but the tree looks black, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I bet they covered that because they said they were, they had people come out here and carve crosses into it and do satanic rituals. And there's spots patched all the way around this tree. And this is.
But he did it more than just two people.
Yeah.
He did 30, maybe 30 some people.
I don't know how
wasn't
many
it?
total, but there was two girls that actually got away, and that there's also legends that up closer to the park entrance is a bathroom that you can hear screams and yells from the bathroom, and there was two local fishermen that came through and found them, and also found remains of skeletons at the base. A couple different groups coming out. They carved crosses in the bottom of the tree and tried to do rituals to remove the spirits or remove any demons from the tree. So you see at the side of the tree, it looks like it's been filled with something. My guess is they're filling the crosses and the marks from previous people coming in to try to remove any unwanted mean spirits.
Supposedly they did like an exorcism here too.
Yes, it said, from what I researched, it said they did an exorcism here, yes.
And that they tried to cut down the tree.
They've tried to cut down the tree several times, and it kept breaking the chainsaws. So that's why the tree is still standing. But you can see that it is a really big base tree. And this originally happened in 1971. And 1977, they also found some more remains out here.
Got a K2 meter here, periscope meter right there.
You don't need to be afraid. We're not here to harm you. We know the nasty story and what took place. You can even see where they've tried to cut into the tree in different places. There's two devices by the tree. They'll light up when you get close to them. It just lets us know that you're here with us. Can you get close to one of those, please? Like I said, we're not here to harm you. You think what you went through was a terrible ordeal. We're glad the man's been caught. Actually, if I remember right, I was told the man was dead. That he went to prison, but he was killed in prison. So I hope that gives you some comfort to know that the creep that's not alive anymore.
On my spirit box, I've removed the antenna. So on this, we'll probably still pick up radio stations, but not as bad. I'll try to monitor what radio stations come through. The higher that it's held up, the more radio stations we pick up. I'm going to try to keep it kind of low. Yeah, is there anybody here at this tree that would like to communicate with us? What's your name? Can you give me the name of the person that committed murder out here? Who did he work for? What was his job? I think it's just radio stations.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me what your name is? Is there any unsettled souls out here with us?
Getting ate up by mosquitoes.
Yeah. So far, we really haven't picked up anything to show that there's a haunting out here. Not saying that this tree is not haunted, but we're just not getting anything, you know, unless we go back over the evidence and there's EVPs. But I mean, we haven't had any K2 hits, nothing on the periscope meter, nothing on the spirit box, which that's unusual.
Mm-hmm. I want to walk on down here just a short way.
Okay. Oh, it's still on.
The screams in the girls' bathroom could be wind, you know, because, like I said, they had being strangled, you know, hanging noose and get free. That's a good ways. This is the book about Gerald Schaefer. He was the ex-police officer, former police officer that had killed the girls out at Oak Hammock Park at the Devil's Tree. It tells about his story, talks about why he did it. It's got pictures of the women that he hung in reenactments of the two that did get away. And as we were out there, we got an EVP, a very faint EVP that says whore. And I take it that since it was just Chris and I, that he was referring to me as a whore. And then as I'm looking in his book, one of his chapters is whores, what to do with them, or about them, what to do about them. And then there's another chapter in here that also has whores written in it. It's another chapter about whores.